Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Soul Sauce. This is Anvi with Husky, and on today's episode of Kitten and Coffee, we're going to be talking about self-care habits that have really nourished my life and helped me improve my life. Self-care is one of those terms which is being used everywhere nowadays, and it is definitely worth discussing. However, I don't want to be somebody who gives you advice on this channel. I don't want to end up being preachy here. So I'm going to talk about a few umbrella terms, a few habits, universal habits that have helped me and which I hope will also help you. Now, self-care is something which is extremely personal. There is no universal design or a universal plan which would suit everyone. Now, whether you're looking to improve your life in a certain aspect, if you're looking to improve yourself in a certain aspect, or if you're just looking to give yourself that extra nourishment and enrich your life further, then this is definitely for you. I think the first and the most important point to remember in self-care is that it encompasses all three layers of your existence: your physical body, your mind, your spirit. When you are designing a self-care routine for yourself, or if you're looking to inculcate different self-care habits into your life, make sure that you have self-care habits that help and nourish your physical body, habits that help and nourish your mind, and habits that nourish your spirit. Of course, there's no one rule book that can suit everyone, and it is totally up to each of us to understand ourselves and to decide what it is that makes us happy, what it is that makes us feel nourished from within and without. So for example, if going on a hike is the perfect medicine for one person, then staying home for an entire day might be the perfect idea of pampering oneself for someone else. So I guess the first thing when you're thinking of self-care is to design your own self-care habits and routines. You have to do it in a way that is honest to you. Now, this is what I have personally found. It is definitely useful to kind of take other people's recommendations and try out new things to see if they suit you, but you have to be honest in the process and truly ask yourself if those particular habits are actually doing you any good, are actually adding value to your life, or if you're just doing that because it is a fad or because somebody is saying it. The second self-care habit revolves around designing your sleep routine. I know that there is a lot of advice out there saying that waking up early is extremely beneficial, it is a habit of successful people and whatnot. Talking from my own experience, there have been a lot of times where I have struggled to be productive, struggled to be creative when I have forced myself to wake up earlier than I am used to. Of course, there are exceptional circumstances and situations where you have no other choice. But in general, I think it is very important to understand your own body clock and not just try and force yourself into habits that in the long run might actually be detrimental to your health and your mental peace. Of course, there is no harm in trying out new habits. If you want to try out waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever the case is, please do go ahead. But at the same time, please also remember that it's not necessary that something that is said on the internet or something that somebody else is saying is good might also apply to you. At the end of the day, we are all individual people. We have our own body clocks, our own body mechanics, and I think the second thing to really remember is that no matter what you decide for yourself, you need to do it without feeling guilty. Now, there have been times where I have made up my mind to kind of wake up early and get on with my day, but if I'm not able to wake up early, there have been times where I have let my guilt around that ruin my entire day. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous. So yes, when you're designing your sleep routine, be extremely careful, be extremely conscious of what works for you. Energy flows where attention goes. It is easier said than done. But the day you decide to be careful about what you're thinking, the day you decide to be conscious about your thoughts, is the day that your life will start changing for the better. Just imagine what all we do to take care of our physical selves, right? We get ourselves good outfits, we make sure our skincare is perfect, we make sure our hair is perfect. When you decide to apply the same kind of detailing, the same kind of consciousness to what you allow into your mind, to what you allow to take hold of your thoughts and your emotions, is absolutely incredibly important. One of the easiest ways to start taking care of your mind and your thoughts is to meditate every day. Just sit still, whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. Have those 10 minutes specifically for you. Sit still in a space, just do some deep breathing and just go into your own inner world. It'll give you that sense of grounding and that sense of calm, and also it'll sharpen your mind to such an extent that you can be aware of all your subconscious thoughts as well, which I think will go a long way in making sure that you have a brilliant mental health practice. Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, but of late there has been so much talk about productivity, about being productive, having a productive day, etc., etc. Totally important, obviously, yes, of course, no doubt about that. But I think a lot of undue stress is attached to that. I think with all that stress, we kind of forget to plan things in advance. At least I did for a while, which is why I thought it would be nice to include this tip as well here. We are living in a fast-paced world and there is no escape from that. So to make sure that we hold on to our own and not get carried away, not be swept away by the absolute deluge of information and the deluge of things that are happening around us and that we are inspired to do ourselves, it is really important to plan things, to schedule things. Planning obviously starts with prioritizing, and I tell you, when you start prioritizing the things in your life, there is such a huge difference to how you spend your energy in your everyday life. You need to know what are the things that need your utmost attention, what are the things that need to be done within a certain time frame, and what are the things that still have a bit of breathing space in them. With the risk of sounding too pedantic, I have to state here as well that obviously there is no universal rule book for this as well, and I think it would definitely be a folly for you to let someone else tell you what your priorities are. That's totally each person's own prerogative. It would be really wise to set your priorities straight and then to plan your whole scheduling and everything else around it. I do not even know where to begin by telling how incredibly therapeutic reading and writing is. And I think it is one of those self-care habits that are extremely essential for your mind and your soul. Over the past year, I have tried to expand my area of interests. And personally for me, this is the best kind of motivation and inspiration. It really makes me remember that the world is really such an interesting place to be in, and that there is so much to see and discover and know. And when it comes to writing, obviously now whether you write a regular journal or if you maintain a diary or whatever it is, when you develop a habit of writing consistently, you will find that it helps you so much in increasing your mental clarity and your flow of thoughts. These were a few self-care habits that have personally really helped me, and I really hope that they would help you as well. Let me know in the comments below what your self-care habits are, what your self-care routines are like, and as usual, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my future videos. Until next time, take care.